Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. I am so sorry that I have been away. I have been buying this house that I am now in, and that is extremely busy making, let me tell you. And I've been trying to figure out a way to set up this beauty light situation. It's actually kind of hard to figure out how to put your mirror and your makeup and your lights and to try to stay in camera. So we're gonna try this today and we're gonna see how it's gonna go. I was gonna do an all natural, super affordable makeup tutorial, but yesterday I got my hair dyed super white blonde, which it's still kind of in the process of transitioning out orange, which is what happens apparently when you bleach your hair. But my ultimate goal is to have like silvery white hair or white lilac-y hair or just something funky, because why not? So I actually already started this video and I put on a BB cream and concealer, which I'll tell you what I used, but I stopped and restarted because I was kind of out of the picture and it wasn't going the way I wanted it. So anyways, what I have put on my face is this Herborian BB cream, and I just put it on with my fingers and rubbed it all in after I had put on the Herborian Pink Perfect cream as a primer. And then for my concealer, I used the Urban Decay All Nighter in Fair Neutral, which is actually pretty light under my under eyes. But I've been trying not to do foundation as much and doing BB creams because my skin has been really dry this winter, and with the wind and everything, it's just kind of, foundation just hasn't been sitting right on my skin. I feel like no matter what I do, it just kind of all breaks apart by the end of the day. So I've just been going a little bit easier on myself. So I think I got off track. Like I was saying, I was going to do a video on affordable makeup. However, with this new hair color, I kind of wanted to try a cool toned look to see if that would help make this all kind of come together a little bit. So yeah, we're just gonna go on ahead with that. So what I'm going to use today is a Viseart palette, which is Cool Matte. So Viseart is one of my favorite makeup companies. They have a lot of these kind of basic looking eyeshadow palettes. They're kind of not about the fluff and the pomp. They just have really great eyeshadows. I also have one by them called Sultry Muse, which just adds a little delicate sparkle, which I also may use. I'm kind of going to do this as I go and see what happens. And then I have a Viseart Theory palette, which has some purples in it, which is also cool toned. So to get started, I am going to prime my lids using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I have found a significant difference in when I do this and when I don't, with my eyeshadow staying on. So it kind of looks like a little concealer. I'm just going to use this mirror here, and I'm just going to paint this on, and this will help keep my shadow staying fresh all day and keep it from creasing. Now, one of the things that really bothers me about makeup tutorials is that I think a lot of the people doing them give me the impression that their face is perfect and that their makeup lasts perfectly and like everything is this beautiful dream. And you know, my experience with makeup is definitely constantly trying to fix what's wrong. And if I get makeup that breaks up on my nose, trying to figure out how to make it not do that. I mean, it's kind of like this constant battle in trying to get it right. So I felt like I should say that, because just because I love to put on makeup and I have a lot of it does not mean that it wears perfectly on my face all day long and that I'm always 100% satisfied with it, because in reality, I'm often not satisfied with how I've done my makeup. And so I keep trying and I keep buying and I keep trying to make it right. I take this color from this Viseart Theory palette, and wow, I've made a total mess of my station here. I'm going to take some of this matte color and I'm just going to put this all over the lid. Okay, so let me know if this setup is good or not, or if I should change it to something else. So this is just kind of giving me a really light tint of a gray, a purple grayish base, just to kind of help everything blend through really well. I'm actually going to take a little bit more. So as you can see, Ruby is here with us. She's been playing all morning with our next door neighbor's dog, and they have become absolute best friends, which is just the best thing ever because she's a dog who loves to play. Okay, I'm gonna take a Morphe Y16 brush and I'm gonna go I'm gonna go into this palette, and I think I'm gonna try this one. Oh, you can see my ring light. That's what's looking at me. I'm going to put that color in my crease. So I'm just going to lightly take this color along into my crease. And I'm just going to do circular motions along the edge just to define my natural eye shape. And again, this is something that you always want to make sure you're kind of blending out any lines between where we put in that initial soft color and this color to make it all blend together. So now I want to deepen up that crease, and I'm going to use a little bit of a skinnier fluffy brush. I'm going to use this blending brush by Elizabeth Mott, and I think I'm going to take Decisions. I think I'm going to take this grayish lilac-y color there. So again, with Viseart shadows, you don't have to put a lot on the brush. Tap, tap. And I'm going to do circular motions here and just deepen this crease, but I'm not going to bring it up as high as I brought that last color because I don't want to look too dark and too smoky. We're just trying to define this outer corner. Blend, blend, blend your life away. And then on this side, doing the same thing. I'm just going to do little circular motions here on the outside, taking it down a little bit along the lash line and defining the crease. One of the hardest things for me about moving into this house is that I'm wanting to buy things for the house instead of buying makeup, and I really just want to buy makeup all day, every day, and have it be delivered to my door. For some reason, I much prefer buying online than buying in the store. No idea why. I think just the whole process of ordering and the package coming is like super duper exciting. So now I've got this color defining my outer crease. And what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to try taking this pink tone right here, and I'm going to put that on the actual lid. So I'm sure you know that in makeup you want to do darker colors on the outside and lighter colors on the inside. So I'm just going to run this along the rest of the lid that does not have purple shadow on it. So all in all, this look is going to be pretty soft and gentle. And that's kind of just what I'm in the mood for today. All right, blending this into both sides. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to take just a dab more and just deepen that pink up ever so slightly. Then I'm actually going to dip back into that darker color, just putting a tiny, tiny bit on this brush and just making sure that everything is blending in. I'm barely putting pressure on the lids. You know, I was almost thinking about not continuing to make these videos just because I don't really have the best lighting situation. I don't have an actual camera. I'm just using my iPhone. But then I ran into somebody that said to me, your videos have changed things for me and I've been wearing makeup. So you know who you are if you're watching, and thank you so much. That means the absolute world to me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do on the bottom lash is I'm just going to go in with our first color here. I'm going to take that on a little tiny brush. This is a Dose of Colors brush. And I'm just going to very lightly take this along the bottom lash line. And I'm already sensing that I need to do that darker purple here, really. So let me actually take that darker purple and run it along the bottom lash. So if you've gotten something out of these videos, let me know. Or let me know what you want to see, because I can certainly do all different kinds of looks, because I love makeup. So I'm just making sure that these edges connect. So see right here, there's the place where the top lash line and the bottom lash line meet. I'm actually making sure that the color there connects both sides. Okay, so I feel like that is looking pretty good. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want, but I'm going to take just a little bit of this gentle shimmer here in this Viseart palette, and I'm just going to put that right in the inner corner just to give it a little bit of flair. And now, because we've put on so much eyeshadow, I do want to put on some eyeliner. So sometimes I won't wear eyeliner if I'm not putting on eyeshadow, but I kind of feel like if I do have on eyeshadow, I want to kind of blend it all together, pull it all together and make it work. I'm going to put a little bit of that color too on the upper brow bone, which will also tie it together. Now, one thing I've learned when putting on an upper brow bone statement piece, you don't need a lot, and you don't need to pull it all the way through your brows. Just a little bit is all you need to make your eyebrow feel lifted. So I'm just going to take a clean brush and I'm just going to go through the top of where I have the darker eyeshadows and just make sure that there's no lines and it's all blending together. And again, just a very, very light touch. So I think I have no choice but to do black liner today. I've ordered the new Pat McGrath liquid liner that should be coming. But this Stila Stay All Day is definitely my favorite. So I'm just gonna start inside and just draw a little line towards the end of my lash line. It's hard to talk. Okay, so see, it's just going to the end of the lash line. I haven't taken it out at all, but I'm gonna take it out just a little bit. So right where my bottom lash line is going up is where I'm gonna want this to go. So I'm just gonna kind of stamp it and drag it there. Stamp and drag. And that just creates a little bit of a wing, but not too much. I actually don't even really want to touch this. That surprisingly went well. Now, if you're into kind of a bolder eyeliner look, I wanted to share with you this product I have that I'm not going to use today, but it's the Kat Von D Basket Case Anti-Precision Liner. And this is supposed to stay on all day long, and it does. Like, this is the best eyeliner I've ever used. However, it is a really, really thick line. So unless I'm wanting to do, like, the idea is that it is kind of this messy, thick line. So unless I want to do that, what I've been doing is taking a little brush like this to get the product off and to draw a line, because this product really does last the longest. So it's really great. I've been putting it in my upper waterline, and it literally stays all day, even if my eyes are watering. So I'm hoping that Kat Von D comes out with this formula in some thinner lines, because it does work so well. Okay, I'm just gonna take a spoolie and run through my eyebrows, and I'm not really wanting to darken them at all because they are pretty dark, and I have really light hair now. Okay, So I'm gonna leave that for the eyes for now, and I'm gonna put a little powder on my face. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Fairlight number 10. And I'm just gonna use my damp beauty blender to kind of stamp some of it right here. And I'm gonna try to look up to decrease the amount of lines happening. And I'm just gonna put this in the places where I will really want my makeup to stay and where it can tend to break down. Now, I'm not really a big fan of leaving this on for a long time, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a little brush and I'm just gonna sweep it away. Okay, actually we are not done with the eyes. I totally forgot about mascara. So my favorite mascaras that I've been using lately are the Benefit Roller Lash and the Monsieur Big from Lancome. So I'm gonna take Monsieur Big first, and I'm just going to go on through my upper lashes. I also haven't really been doing my lower lashes with very much, just because I find that it will tend to smudge on me under my eyes during the day if I put a lot on. Sorry if I'm looking pretty creepy here. So because this one is a really big fluffy brush, I'm gonna use the Benefit Roller Lash on the bottom. So let's see, what else has been going on with me? So I tried to do a juice cleanse this weekend, and it was a lot harder than I thought. My plan was to do it for 3 days and drink 6 juices a day from Juiceland, which is a company here in Austin, Texas. So I'm just gonna go over this with the Benefit Roller Lash. So I did it the first day, and I didn't do any preparation beforehand leading up to it like you're supposed to, like kind of slowly eliminating out your coffee or soda or whatever, dairy, and by the evening of the first day, I felt so awful. I had the worst headache, and you know, that's what's supposed to happen. So it's the toxins leaving your body, and it's supposed to get really good on day 3. Well, I didn't really make it to day 3 because yesterday morning when I woke up, I felt so bad that I couldn't even function. I couldn't even move, and I couldn't even take Ruby out to the dog park, which is like 10 steps away. Sorry, I keep like covering you. So what I decided to do was to go back to Juiceland and get a smoothie. So I didn't really want to give up entirely, but I got a smoothie, and I got those little snap pea crisp things, and I ate that whole bag, and then I had an apple and a few carrots, and I felt like back to myself, back to being a normal woman, and it was the best thing ever. So my lesson to myself is that juicing may not be for me. However, I did have a juice this morning. I did have some green olives because I love green olives, and so I'm gonna try to juice for the rest of the day. I still have the headache a little bit, but at least I can function. I mean, I was gonna make this video yesterday, and I was like, I can't function. So my favorite face palette these days, I'm not a fan of the highlighter, but this is by Rimmel London. It's a Kate Moss type of thing. I'm sure it's under $10 or under $5 even. And this has been my favorite product for my cheeks and my bronzing. So I've been using a brush like this, Sigma Large Angled Contour Brush, just to make things easy. And I've just been taking it right where I typically would contour, just to brighten up the face a little bit. Now this has like a tiny dash of sparkle in it. In the pan, it doesn't really come up as sparkly on my face, but sometimes I'll kind of pull it over just to help warm up the face a little bit. Kind of looked like I was putting it right in my hair there, didn't it? I'm just gonna put a little bit right here. And then what I've been doing is taking the other side, putting it in the blush part, and just kind of running this all over my cheeks. Now I think if you have a much darker complexion than mine, and I'm really fair actually, so pretty much anybody else without my skin tone might find this to be a little bit too light for them. But it's definitely worth a try and see. This is the one I grab the most, and I have a ton of high-end products. So if that tells you something, that tells you something. Okay, so I'm gonna do a tiny little bit of highlighter. This is from J-Cat Beauty. It's called You Glow Girl. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Tarte fan brush, and just to be a little bit extra, I'm gonna give it a little spritz with Fix Plus. And you know what, while we're at it, let's just soften things up a little bit. I am going to just run this in the product like this, and I'm just gonna put it on the top of my cheeks. Now, having this kind of wet brush will intensify it a little bit. But again, I haven't been doing a ton of highlight lately just because I've just been really lazy with the house and everything. I've had to buy all new furniture. Well, not yet. I'm gonna get a new bed. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of things. I've had a whole fiasco with my shades situation. They have not worked out. They were supposed to be white and they're like yellow. So that's not good. And then I bought a new couch and I had to buy appliances and all this stuff. So, whew, it's been tough. Okay, I've been trying to decide what kind of lip color I want to use today. The one I was gonna use in an affordable makeup tutorial is this one by ColourPop. Gosh, I wish these lights wouldn't kind of hide things so much. I don't know if you can see, it's got these stars in it. ColourPop came out with a whole bunch of these lipsticks, and they're $6, I believe. And I gotta tell you, this is a really, really good lipstick. So I was gonna do that color, but I'm almost thinking I want something with a little purple in it. So I'm gonna use this MAC lip gloss that I have, which I have never used, in the color Love Child. So I'm gonna see if this kind of goes with the little bit more purpley vibe I have going on. Like I said, I usually do really light colors, but I almost feel like with having such light hair, I don't want to wash myself out. So what do we think? I think that's a pretty good color. All right, and then last but not least, I'm gonna finish myself off with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. So in case you're wondering the difference, the MAC Fix Plus tends to more hydrate, and the Milani Make It Last is to help keep your makeup on. And then I'm gonna use my little fan brush. And it's not a brush, it's just a fan. And I'm just gonna dry that up a little bit, and we are done. So if you would like to see any different type of video, please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in the next one.